everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Weird Medicals. Myself, Abhirami. I know it's been a while since I've done videos, and this video is very special to me. It's very close to my heart. And today's topic for the video is how I cleared my FMG in my first attempt, the very first attempt, through self-study. So I've broken down this video to 3 parts, so it's easy to follow through. So even I was also watching all kind of videos when I was preparing for FMG. So whichever part you want to, you can just skip to that part. Okay, the 3 parts will include what to focus on studies, the first part, and what to focus on yourself, and the third part is what not to focus. And okay, so just grab a cup of coffee or your notebook or pen and just write it down and just note it. Okay, we'll go to the video. Okay, so let's get to the first part of the video, what to focus on your studies. And I want to say that this is what worked for me, like all these things what I'm saying is what worked for me and what didn't work for me. So I'm just putting it out in hopes that it might help somebody. Okay, so let's get to the video. And usually, like everybody else, I started by writing down all the 19 subjects, and I started with anatomy. I was prepared for that order, but anatomy being my least favorite subject, it didn't work for me. The order which I started didn't work for me. So what I did was I chose my favorite subject, which was gynecology and surgery. So I started with those, and I started to fall in love with that. Like I already liked that subject, so I was already preparing it for my college. So and it helped. That order helped me, and so I started with gynec and I did surgery, and together with that I also did PSM. PSM, I know most of you don't like PSM, but I don't know, I started it early, and I think because I started it early, it was easy for me, and slowly I started to fall in love with PSM, and now PSM is also my favorite subject, and it is also very easy. So I think starting early is another thing I want to say. I started my preparation, I won't say very early, but I had it in mind like that I have to clear FMG in very first attempt. And also my roommates was very supportive. We all was like me, Ashmi, Adira and C, like we were roommates, and we had this vision in the mind, we have to study and we have to pass this exam in very first attempt. And fortunately we all passed in the first attempt, so we are very grateful and we are very happy in that. So we started our preparations early. That is another thing which I wanted to focus. And it's not like you cannot pass this exam if you study for the last 6 months. It's not like that. But for me and for like in my opinion, if you start early, I think it's better because it gives you so much time for revision, and which was very crucial for me because I tend to forget everything. Not everything, I tend to forget some points, and so revision was very important for me. It played a very crucial role in my exams. And as I said, I started with my favorite subjects, and I know some might question the way that I studied, because I started with my favorite subjects and I spent very little time for my least favorite subjects like anatomy and medicine. So how I did was I will choose a subject with high weightage like surgery and gynec. I'll do in one day along with some small subjects like pharma or forensic or patho. 2 to 3 small subjects with 2 big subjects. That was how I studied. And also this very small subjects I did rapid revision, and that was for I think anesthesia and radiology and psychiatry. All these I followed rapid revisions, and I watched these rapid revision videos as many times uh, I could. Okay, and that was for that part. And what I did was also I made my own notes, and by my own notes means I wrote almost all the subjects. I had my notebooks. That was a big bundle of notebooks. So for every subjects I used to search for videos. I didn't take one particular platform. I used to search for good teachers, and if I found a favorite teacher, I used to stick on with that teacher, and I used to search for lectures online. And there are so many videos in YouTube which you can refer to, and I'll be doing another video for that. So and also I found some videos in Telegram, and most of the videos was on YouTube. So from that I used to make what to say, notes. And also there are PDFs available. There are many free available, sorry. And I did not, I printed my notes for medicine, which is very vast subject. So I thought I won't be having time to write it down, so I printed notes for medicine, and I also think for PSM. But half of the PSM I wrote notes I wrote for myself. But then later on I printed, because due to lack of time. But writing notes is very good. I tend to forget what I wrote, but during revision that helped me so much. So I think these are the things what I focused on the study part. And now moving on to something that is as important as studies is what to focus on yourself, because that is also very important. And the first very important thing in my opinion is staying consistent. Consistency is very important for exams like FMG in my opinion. So I try to stay consistent as much as possible. It's not like every day, I used to study for very long hours. If I'm being very honest, I did go out with my friends, I did go for movies, and I also enjoyed watching my favorite series. But even on that days, I made sure that I used to study for a little bit while. And some days I did test or some small MCQs, like small question banks. Then I used to go out. And also that is, I think that is good. It's But the most important thing is you have to study every day, because little bit efforts matter. And the next thing was planning. Planning will keep you organized really. So Doc Tutorial was an app which I subscribed for the last 6 months, and it was very helpful in terms of timetable. They had a very beautifully crafted timetable for the last 6 months. So they had daily tests, and based on, like, after each subject they'll be having a very big test, and then the next subject starts. So I used to follow that timetable in the long run. And I also kept a notepad. So in the notepad I wrote everything I have to study for that specific day, and I used to tick everything that I completed, and that gave me a very big sense of happiness. So that was something I did, and I did enjoy doing that. And the next thing was I also used a stopwatch. I don't know, I think it might seem funny for some people, but that also helped me, I think. So in beginning it was not very good. I mean, the results was not very good. I didn't have I couldn't stay focused for many long hours. And so using a stopwatch was not that easy. But later on uh, I started to have a mini competition with myself, and I think then I liked using stopwatches. That was also helpful for me. So this is what changes, I think, this changes that I did in myself. And that's it. While preparing for exams, or if you're set on a goal, it's very important to what not to focus, and I think that can make a very huge difference. So the first thing I have to say is that never doubt yourself, because self-doubt is something, I know it's easier said than done. But if you have self-doubt, it's like you have big weight on your shoulders and you have to carry that weight. So just trust the process and trust the timings. Everything will turn out to be okay. And if I can do it, I know everybody can do it, because I'm not such a bright student, and I used to get good marks. It's only because of my hard work. I used to study, or I study for long hours, and that's the only thing that helped me. So I'm saying, like, everybody can do it. FMG is not. I used to have this constant fear about FMG, even from the very first year of my college. I was like, will I be able to do it? Everybody was constantly talking about it, but finally I did it. So you can also do it. And the next thing is, don't compare yourself with others. And usually, in all the aspects, comparison is really a thief of joy. So don't compare yourself with others. Like everybody has their own pace. And I did not compare myself with others, but I did have a very bad setback because I did a mock test, Marrow All India mock test, which was very close at the time. It was very close to my what to say original exam. I did this mock test and I did fail for 1 or 2 marks. I don't remember now, and that was a very big setback for me. I dropped my confidence level, and I already had this constant fear of failure, but that fear, it was so much after this mock exam, and my friends was the ones who helped me. So you should have this good circle of friends who will help you to stay motivated. And for me, I'm very grateful for all my friends who helped me with this FMG's journey, because during the very small breaks I used to call them and they helped me so much. And whenever they felt down, they used to call me. So that was very helpful. And the next thing you shouldn't do is, don't waste much time on social media, because that doesn't really help you in any way. And it's not easy that even I also I love scrolling through social media. So what I did was I just uninstalled my Instagram altogether, but that didn't help me. And because I switched to YouTube, so I thought like, no, that is not helpful. So instead of that, I limited my Instagram usage to very small short time, and that helped me. Also my friends circle also talking, also I increased. I substituted my Instagram breaks with talking time, like talk time with my friends. So, and we used to discuss topics. So that was very helpful for me. So I think that's it for the video, and that's it for this topic, and that's all I wanted to share. And I hope this video will help somebody, and I have so many more topics I'm planning to do videos on, especially on FMG. I know it took me a while to do all this, and okay, thank you for hearing me out. I'll be back with another very good video. So if you have any suggestions, yes, or if you have any doubts, just comment below, or you can reach me through Instagram or WhatsApp. So thank you.